Okay, as I was afraid, the brake lever handle is hitting the vent. So I'm going to have to cut this sucker down, as well as the rod for the handle, which isn't on there right now, the release handle. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I took my angle grinder here with the cutting wheel. I took a measurement and I cut about 1 inch out here. The pivot from pivot point was right there, and I measured it to the top here, and it was about 19. And I took a measurement from the transmission pivot point inside the truck to where the bottom of the vent was, and 18 looked about right. So that's what I did. I cut that out. And then I ground the ends flat on both of these. I do not have capabilities of welding the cast iron. So what I'm thinking about doing is drawing a hole in here, putting a pin in with a drive pin through there to hold it into the handle, and then do the same thing here. Drill a hole here, match them up, drive pin through the side, and that should be plenty strong enough. That's the plan. We'll see how it works out. Okay, I already did this. Looks like my battery's going dead again here, so I'll make this quick. I clamped the handle that I cut off into the vise, and I made sure that the surface was level with the drill table, both north and south and east and west. So and I drilled it with a number 7 bit, 201 thousandths, and then I tapped it out for a 1/4 20. So now I'm going to do the same thing to the handle. I'm going to go ahead, take my measurements, drill that out, tap it, and hopefully get it straight and where I want it. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I drilled the handle as well and tapped it. So I'm real happy with the way they lined up, but what I figured was going to happen was, I'll show you this. When I screw the handle in, you know, it's the chances of it lining up perfectly were, as far as the rotation, as you can see, I'm off that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the main part of the lever here, and I'm going to grind a little bit off. Just take a little bit at a time, and then that should let me turn it until I get it lined up perfectly. And then once I get it lined up, I will put a set screw through the top handle here into the stud I have in there, and I will do the same on the main part of the lever here. Drill it, set screw to keep it from turning. I'm debating on trying to fill in the gap with silver solder. I was doing some reading, and you can silver solder a cast iron, so I might try that, but first I'll get this lined up. Okay, I took this over to the grinder, and I actually got pretty lucky. I only had to hit it 3 times. I took my time because I didn't want to overdo it, and this actually turned out way better than I thought. There's just a small gap there, and I think once it's painted, you'll never see it. Like I said, I'm debating on a set screw or a drive pin, but I'll drill it here where the bolt is over here, right there and right there, put a small set screw in there to be black. You won't be able to see it. And then came out good. So the most important thing is to make sure that obviously that the holes are straight and plumb, and that's why I took a lot of time to make sure that this surface was on both pieces was level with the drill press base, so that when I was drilling it I was going in straight. So you know, with the studs going here inside of here, it got to be straight. Okay, see if you can see it there. Drilled a set screw, so the set screw will be holding the stud into the handle, and then on the main part of the lever, drilled that out right there, put a set screw in that, so when I get it screwed together, cleaned up this side a little bit to flush it out, but otherwise lined up real nice. So I'm not going to do any filling. I'll put a little Loctite on this side, and then I'll just paint it. I think it's going to look good. Okay, so here you can see them side by side. So when I line it up down at the pivot point, you can see that we have about an inch right there, which I was looking for. So now the big test now is to put it on a truck and see if it clears the AC vent. So we'll look at that now. I put it on to the transmission here. You can see the top here, and there's the air conditioning vents, and bam, we got a good ½ inch clearance there, so that's perfect. So the next thing that has to happen is I'll call it the ratchet rod. I don't know what it is, but the little rod that goes from the release handle that goes on here and runs down along the lever all the way down to the bottom pivot. That needs to be short. So that'll be the next thing. I'll show you what I'm talking about here next.